So one of the things I get all the time is, come have a look at my house, tell me what I should do, what I shouldn't do, should I do renovations, how should I best prepare the house for sale? And when it comes to renovations, it's a case-by-case basis. There's no straight answer that uniformly applies to every house.
I agree. Well, but there's two things that you said there, or one thing you said there that applies in two scenarios. What should I do to get my home ready to sell, and should I renovate? They're two different things.
Right.
Getting your home ready to sell could mean some touch-up work, paint work, things like that.
The cleaners.
Yeah, that's getting your home ready
Yeah.
to sell. Renovations are knocking down walls or tearing out bathrooms and refinishing them, putting a new kitchen in,
Yep.
redoing floors. That's a renovation. And when you look at the two, they're dramatically different. One, you have to get your house ready for sale when you're selling it to maximize the value of your home. Renovations are a different scenario, though. That takes investment into your home, and then you're doing that with a purpose. You want to make money back on that renovation, presumably. Why else would you spend the money?
If you're going to spend the money, there has to be a return. So when you think about it, what's the timeline? If you're thinking a few years out that you might want to sell, but you're toying with the idea of renovation now, I think in that case, chances are this is more for you, for your benefit, and there's value in that. I would suggest maybe not choose finishes that are too wild or outlandish. Go with something, if you have the mind that somebody's going to want to buy the property at some point, choose finishes that might broadly appeal.
Again, it goes back to what you have to go through to make that renovation happen. How much money you're going to put out, budget overruns and time overruns. The market's going to change in that time frame. The market could go up and the market could go down. You're going to be subjected to that as well. Do you want to spend the last 6 months in your house getting it ready for the next person who may or may not like what you do? So I always caution that. I think it really comes back, like, is there an opportunity for you to enjoy the renovation that you're doing?
Right.
And for me, first and foremost, again, from a homeowner perspective, is do what you're going to do for you. Don't do it for the next person. A little different as a homeowner than an investor. An investor, obviously, you're doing this to try to make money, but you're going to buy and have a different mentality anyways. If we're only talking homeowners today, I tend to always lean back towards less is actually more.
I've seen it happen. A house that needed a complete renovation, top to bottom, full gut job. There was one room where the carpet, he couldn't stand it, changed the carpet. He ordered it before I even talked to him. I think the day after closing, that brand new carpet came out because the entire house got gutted, top to bottom. Perfect example of why, if it's a giant project that's going to encompass the entire house and you're not prepared to do that, and frankly, the return might not be there for you, why bother with the little? Let it be somebody else's project.
So I look at it from the perspective that if you're thinking of selling, and this is the position you're in, obviously you're out there thinking about buying a home. Think about the number of homes that you're looking at saying, oh, I would change this, or I would do this, or I would change that. And how many of those homes have been renovated or updated, or maybe not updated in the last 6 months, but 3, 4, 5 years away. And you're looking at it yourself thinking, I like the layout, I like the floor plan, I like the neighborhood, but I want to change the kitchen, or I want to change the floors. You're looking at a home that people have put the effort into changing and that you want to change.
Right.
So keep that in mind when you're thinking of your home. Do I really want to go through the energy, effort, time, money, expense of doing something that a buyer is going to come in and say, oh, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that?
And on the same note, how many times do you go through a house where maybe you can kind of get the sense it was a quick flip of some sort, wasn't a high-end renovation? How many times do you go through with your buyers and the buyers go, why did they do this? Why did they choose that? You're not going to know what the next guy wants. Spending those last few months or that last period of time going overboard, trying to get that place ready, making decisions that the next guy might not even like.
So for me, it comes down to, if the house is a rental project, rather than try and redo the house to match a potential buyer, show buyers that the home has been cared for. Make sure it's clean. Fix any of the things around the home that would be a concern for people. So make sure the main components. Make sure your furnace is in good operating condition. Make sure that the roof is in good condition. Make sure there are no structural issues with the house. Clean, clean, clean. We can't keep driving that home enough. That's where you should put your energy and your focus. Stay away from tearing down walls or ripping out floors or putting in new kitchens or doing a bathroom. Again, you're going to spend money with the expectation of getting more, and the renovation's not going to be the thing that develops it.
If those major infrastructure items such as the furnace or the AC and so on, if you can check a few boxes in that regard, and everything else is somebody else's project, somebody else's opportunity, chances are you'll do better than if you tried to make those decisions and go through the hassle of doing it yourself.
How many times have you heard the word, this home has good bones? Make sure it's got a good foundation to build on, and let them come in and do what they're going to do.
They'll make it their perfect place.
Exactly, and you can focus on your next home.